Hey guys, Aaron here. It's been 1 year since my first video on this channel. I certainly made a lot of videos and I bought a lot of stuff since then. So today I want to show you everything I bought in this whole year.
So let's get started. So the first one I bought after the video is this Imperialist Savoy 620 camera. I found this during this video and I found some old film in this and I tried to develop it with varying results. And then I got this camera, a Nikon AF Nikkor, or Nikkor, whatever it's called. This is like an electronic film camera. Look, it's got auto exposure and everything. I've shot a bunch of black and white 400 ISO film through this and it looks pretty good. And now I have this, a paperweight. No, actually this is a Telechallenger disc film camera. It's got a telephoto lens, a flash, and everything. Here's the film. It's a disc. And then I have a Polaroid Captiva. Yeah, this is even more of a paperweight. Don't buy this camera because Polaroid doesn't make 95 film anymore. And then I have a B2 Cadet box camera that I found in this video. And now here's the jewel of my collection. I'm finally showing that I have a Kodak stereo camera. It's got double focus. Well, obviously you want the lenses to be connected. You can change the shutter speed, 25th of a second, 50, the ISO, not ISO, the aperture. And don't worry, I have shot some Ektachrome through this and I will make a video showing what 3D Ektachrome looks like in this camera. Now I haven't gotten any 8mm, 60mm projectors yet because I have enough and none of my others broke yet. But I did find this. Oh, what is this, you may ask? This is a Viewmaster projector. You just plug it in, focus it up, and you can see Viewmasters projected on the wall. But not in 3D, obviously. I don't have that kind of projector. And I also have lots of Viewmasters. Some new in the case, like this Attack of the Clones 3D Viewmaster. Some Viewmasters like NASA's Apollo 11 project, the moon landing. And here's a funny story of this. I actually found this at Savers. Some handy manny Viewmasters. And I have Mary Poppins Viewmasters and Peanuts Viewmasters. And I have scanned a bunch of these with my macro camera and made 3D digital slides of these. I don't know if I want to make a whole video showing just all my Viewmaster slides. That would take too long to edit. And I also have this. This is probably the most rarest thing I have. A Komic Kamera. It's one of these. This is literally made in 1934. This is basically a film strip viewer. You have a 35mm roll like this. Place it in here. Close it up. And I also have this. This is a MD to C-mount lens adapter. So I can now put these old lenses that would go on a, 35mm camera onto my Bolex. Now I can have really good lenses and I can adjust the aperture. Now for the 8 and 16mm films that I bought. Here is a lot of 5 library films that I bought for like $20. And I remember I bought this because I missed out on a bidding of some other 60mm film, I forgot. So I decided to buy this. These are a bunch of educational films. There's one story about the 3 little pigs. It's pretty funny.
The little pig said, "Please give me some straw. I want to build a house." And the farmer did. So the first little pig started to build his house. Soon the little straw house was finished. The little pig said, "Will you please give me some twigs so that I may build a house?" The kind old woman gave him the whole bundle of twigs. So the second little pig started to build his house.
And then I got the silent and 60mm fragments that I made in this video.
The Germans, we all know, are industrious and efficient. Continues as a sticky mucus membrane.
I have some 1920s or 30s home movies, which you can see in this video. And I have a fragment of some 1920s comedy, where you can see that there's just holes poked right through the middle of every single frame. If you watch that right here. And then I have these two films. This one is called Frog on His Own. It's a live-action short film about, like... Quiet! It's a live-action children's short film about, you know, a big fat frog having an adventure in a park.
Because there's a massive frog in my house.
And this one is Frog and Toad Are Friends. Yeah, I had this on VHS for a couple years, and I thought the stop motion was just really cool. So when I saw it on 16mm, I had to get it, because this print definitely looks better than the VHS.
It was a beautiful bright morning as Frog ran up the path to Toad's house.
Toad! Toad, wake up!
Toad, wake up, it's spring! Toad! Toad!
And here are the jewels of my 16mm collection. Castle Films, new in box, Cinecolor, Simple Simon. And I also have Puss in Boots, and this one's Dick Whittington's Cat. If you didn't know, there was a man called U.B. Iwerks. I don't know if I messed that up, but he was one of the original Disney animators. He was the one who basically created Mickey Mouse. Then in the 1930s, he created a series of cartoons called Comic Cartoons. He also had the 2-strip Technicolor, which looks, you know, like uniquely early 30s. And here are clips of Simple Simon, Puss in Boots, and Dick Whittington's Cat.
Simple Simon let the fireman go into the fair. Watch ain't got any. A zoop, zoop, a zoop.
And I also got this in pretty good condition. It's a Super 8mm of some people skiing.
And I have this. This is an 8mm film viewer. Yeah, look at the small screen right here. This is so old it doesn't even have the name on it. It just says 110, 120 volt. And this is how it works. Yeah, there's not even a shutter, so it's just pulling the frame across the viewer. Yeah, not really helpful, especially when the viewer's this small. I have this. A Heiwei Eddy Viewer Mark II. Look, it still has this plastic. This one is probably more modern than that one because it's you know, plastic. Okay, so push in for Super 8, pull out for regular 8. Here it is in action. And this has its own film cutter that comes out like this, and you could just splice and dice. And the only new projector that I got is a Kodak Instamatic M95. It's a pretty good projector. It can play Super 8 and regular 8 film, and it worked fine for the 5 minutes that I had it. And then one of the gears inside broke. You know, one of the plastic ones that's like essential for the thing to run. Yeah, they made that out of cheap plastic that degraded over, you know, 50 years. So this one's basically useless. But it did have a nice manual. And it got another really bright flashlight. The Sylvania Stun Gun 2. Okay, get ready? Oh yeah, that's a bit bright. Even here. Wow, even here is like really hot. Ah, blinding. Let's see how close this needs to be able to catch on fire. Safety first. Look at that, it's purple. I guess that's a chemical reaction or something. And over the last year, I only found one fragment of film. These 3.5 frames. This 8mm film shows the side of a building or something, and there's a sign there that says Rambox, Rambo something, Engineering Co. something something. Consulting, I think that's the last word. If you can make out what that says, please post in the comments.
And I have this, a Fisher-Price movie viewer. So you basically put the cartridge in this, like an 8mm cartridge. Put your eye through the hole, and you can watch this. When I found this at Goodwill, it had 3 cartridges. Never heard of this before, so when I looked it up, I found out there was lots of different things. Like, all the classic Disney movies were on this. Even frickin' things like Star Wars or Alien were on this viewer. And now here are a few things that aren't specifically film related, but they're antiques, so I thought they were cool. I have this, a voice recorder on these tiny little Memorex cartridges.
Well, hi there, welcome to Friars Fat Boys. How may I take your order?
Yes.
Yes.
Name the movie. And I have these 2 Edison records. Look how thick they are. Yeah, these were probably made when Edison was still alive, like early 1900s. You want to hear what they sound like?
That was a great use of money. Here's something that's not analog at all, but I don't know if I want to make a whole video about this. F1 Boo F10 computer setup. F1. Look at how small the touchscreen is. Okay, apparently this is the Stevenson sisters laptop. Oh wow, look at that screen. Let's open Mozilla. Okay, wow, 10 minutes later, and Mozilla showed up. Address not found. Can't find the server. Yeah, because it's from the 90s. Latest headlines. Oh, wow, look at this. Xinjiang riots, Iran job, mobile TV very slow to take off. Yeah, just wait a few years. Michael Jackson's burial delayed. Wow, because the last time this connected to the internet was, 2009 or 2010. Okay, looking through the files, seeing if there's anything. My videos, let's see that. Windows Movie Maker 2. Sample file. Okay, wow, 13 seconds. So here is one of our floppy disks. Aw, look at that shiny Sean. Yeah, I still have that honey hat somewhere. Widow baby. Oh wow, look at that.
Where?
Okay, I don't remember that, and I don't know what that is. Very exciting. Oh, look at that, look at that. You guys don't know, but this cat's name is Cosmo. And here's something that's definitely nothing to do with film, but I think it's pretty cool. A typewriter. Now, I've never used a typewriter until I got this one just a few months ago, and I find that it's pretty cool to just play with the keys. Now, if you watching this aren't like really old and have used typewriters in your schools, like 100 years ago, your experience with a typewriter is probably seeing one at an antique store and just going like this, seeing how much you can ruin it by jamming them all together. But let's put a paper in and actually type it. So you go like this, make sure it's even. Go there, couple tabs, and here you go. Now, typewriters like this are very old and outdated. If only they could, modernize these or something. Well, here's a, modern style of typewriter. Now, this keyboard is much easier to type in because it has a plastic electronic keyboard. Here's something that's cool about this. What happens if you misspell something? Like, well, there's this lovely thing called word eraser right here. For a demo, insert paper and press Code and Z. Wonder what that does. Please type in your name and press return key. Okay. And then it would do that for the whole rest of the page. Yeah, I've already done this, and it prints out a whole page of just pre-made text. Yep, it's pretty cool to play with, but I'm not going to have a whole short story like this. I have way too many spelling mistakes. So that was a great use of $10. So that was every piece of vintage film camera, projector, or piece of equipment that I bought in this whole year. So here's to another year of buying outdated vintage equipment that's probably break within 10 or 20 years. Yeah.